What's up, everyone? The Electronic Arts E3 2015 press conference has just ended literally minutes ago, and I am Azarel, and I'm here to give you the official recap of the Electronic Arts E3 2015 press conference. So, getting started, as you guys know, I like to do this play by play. But some of the people that were on stage, I couldn't get some of their names because they were foreign names, and I couldn't really get a good uh, glance at their names in order to type them down, let alone pronounce them. So forgive me if I pronounced them wrong, or if I didn't get the last names of some of these people, because some of their last names and first names, it seems like some weird anagrams. So just forgive me. um, So getting started here, the press conference starts off with some country music and a trailer on with these clips with different environments being shown and scrolled through on a spaceship, and you see a guy, the spaceman, like he taps on one of the pictures and it warps him to a planet, and he turns around and you see N7 on his chest, and anybody who's played any of the Mass Effect games in the past knows what that means. The game is obviously it's a Mass Effect game, and so the guy, he's on this planet, he's jumping around, he's you know getting shot at with a bunch of blasting lasers are trying to hit him, and he uses his jetpack to move around, maneuver. And it's revealed that the game is called Mass Effect Andromeda. It's coming this holiday 2015. Andrew Wilson, CEO of Electronic Arts, comes out to kick off the press and emphasizes on the word play and their passion for play. So this is a good thing, I feel, because oftentimes with EA Sports is like, or like with EA games, it's all about the sports games and it's all about improved graphics and you know improved controls, and literally that's it. And you had some of that, but they emphasized on you know it being about play and their passion for just wanting to play great games, and basically just setting the tone for the entire conference. So setting you in worlds and transporting you into new adventures. And he talks about a special guest making an appearance tonight, which I think a lot of people were very happy to see this person. Mirror's Edge, and of course Star Wars. And he thanks the fans for making EA Sports better with all their feedback. And then it moves on to where he leaves the stage, and a trailer for the new Need for Speed comes out, which is a reboot. Um, it said it said it is said how you will drive with your crew for reputation from the cops. You decide how you want to drive in this game, and that's the kind of like the motto that they're going for. And Marcus Nielsen comes out to speak more about the game and the customization that will be included, and hyping up the game from wider areas or police infested urban city areas with tight corners, harder to turn. And the game is coming November 3rd this year. He then leaves us with a trailer of a guy speaking to someone in first person in the game, and it cuts from that real world. It cuts right over into the video game, and customization for uh, a garage where you're customizing your vehicle, and you're putting a bunch of anagrams on it. There's customization for the car parts and wheels, and just a bunch of things. So it looked real cool. The graphics look great, and it cuts off to the car just shooting out of the garage and going right onto the road and into another race that's right there. Into sorry about that, but it went right into a race that was already taking place in the middle of the street. And as just a little ways into the race, you see the police just start chasing, and it just takes off from there. So the guy who's controlling the car, in the demo, he's just cutting corners, back alleyways, and then it ends with him literally doing a uh, a draft turn into this garage, or just like this side alleyway, and that ends the trailer for the new Need for Speed. And then Jeff Hickman comes out to talk more about Star Wars, the Old Republic, and the expansion Knights of the Fallen Empire coming out October 27, 2015. And you have to make a choice whether to fight or betray the Empire. And Knights of the Fallen Empire will be free for all current subscribers. He then leaves with a trailer for the game, and you see twin brothers, one in a black outfit, one in a white outfit, and they're fighting off enemies. And like the twin brothers, they're fighting off waves of enemies. And one in the white outfit, he gets in the middle of a fight, and the side of his face gets burned, and they have to put like this metal mask on. And from there, it seems like he ends up becoming like the evil twin brother, and he attacks who I'm assuming is the head of the Empire, who they're following. And the other brother just yanks him back with the force, and then they get into like into like this clash of swords, of lightsabers, and that ends the trailer. Next up, Patrick Sutherland comes out to talk about um, how they will be doing more betas and playtests to help aid in the development of games, and speaks on two new IPs that they're introducing, and then cues for a trailer for a game called Unravel. And Mark Salin comes out to speak more about the game that he actually is developing. It's a puzzle platformer, and this character called Yarny, and he is made out of yarn. And as you're traveling around the world, you're unraveling yourself, trying to build like trampolines made out the yarn, or to pull carts that has things in it that you may need. And you know, basically the yarn can be used for many different things to help swing across large areas that you can't get across just by simply jumping. It looks pretty interesting. So um, they didn't give a release date for the game, I don't think. So yeah, just more information is coming up from Unravel as time goes on. Next up, you see this superhero zombie creature coming out uh, with no reaction. It's just like dead silence in the room. And Jeremy Van Hooser comes out to speak about Plants vs. Zombie God Warfare 2, and how there's new characters they'll be introducing to both the plant uh, side and the zombie side. And all they said that they were going to be showing off new characters for the plants, but they didn't do that. All they did was show off the new characters for the zombie. Well, no, let me take that back. They announced that they were going to be showing off new characters for the plants, but instead they just showed off new characters for the zombies. So I don't know, they kind of got mixed up there. But the new characters were Imp Blasters, which are these twin gun carrying guys that has jetpacks that can fly around. They're the smallest and fastest zombies in the game. Next up, they had Super Brains, which is basically Superman with that's a zombie. Uh, Super Strength. It's a melee class. Then they had Captain, like a Captain Zombie. I don't know if it's a Captain Deadbeard or something, but it's the zombie's first sniper class. And then they had uh, it was supposed to be four new classes, but they didn't even talk about the fourth one. It just cut off to this giant plant ally that was called the Giga Torchwood, which is basically a large wooden tree on fire, and to come aid the plants. And the imp calls down this giant robotic mech suit, and he jumps inside and just starts blasting away to help get rid of the Giga Torchwood. And then at the end they just beam up into a ship and they fly off, and that was the end of the demo. And Jeremy comes back out to speak about being able to play game modes in solo play or split screen co-op, and the game will launch in the spring of 2016 for Xbox One, PS4, and PC. He announces free content updates that will allow you to, and as well as an ability to transfer nearly all of your unlocked characters from the previous Garden Warfare game into the new one. Next up, a trailer comes out for for the National Hockey League 2016. Play together, win together as the motto. Not really anything exciting about that. It's just them showcasing a new NHL game. Next up, they have the NBA Live executive Sean O'Brien comes out to talk more about NBA Live 2015, and they have this facial scanning app called uh, Game Face HD, and you have this facial app on your phone, and it's basically a facial recognition scan type of app where you literally have to look inside the phone, and you have to turn your face from side to side so that it can get a three-dimensional sculpting of what your face looks like, so that you can put it on a character in the game. So that's basically all they really did to, you know, hype up NBA Live 2K16. It's just a facial recognition app, and you can put yourself in the game basically. They talked about they invested 2 years into a physics system to help with the movement in the game, a better pass and catch system, and a new shot system where the longer you hold down the button, the longer you'll be able to hold on to the ball before you shoot it. Next up, Samantha Ryan comes out to talk about mobile game, and she announces Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes. Mike Russum comes out to talk more about Minions Paradise, which is like a Sims game with minions, and basically it's based around the whole premise that you're playing as Phil, a minion, on a yacht where everybody's on vacation, all the minions are on vacation, and he's the one that's always screwing up. And one thing that happens in the trailer is that he puts on sunscreen, he slides off the uh, chair that he's laying back on, and he just slides down off of the yacht, knocking off all the other minions in a conga line. Another group of minions playing shuffleboard, he knocks them off, messes up the game, and he flies off of the yacht onto a beach, and then the yacht somehow crashes. All the minions are mad at him, and in this game, it's like you're trying to help them get a better vacation while on this island, and it's a bunch of mischief that happens on there. You build defenses, activities for the minions to do, and it looks like a pretty fun little mini game. Next up, the big surprise that everyone was waiting on, the special guest. They said that it was going to be a football legend. Now, football meaning soccer for some people that may not be familiar with it. Um, it was basically Pele, the legendary soccer player Pele. He comes to talk about his love for the game, and how much he enjoys it. And then they cut off to speak about FIFA 2016, and they just had a wonderful conversation on stage. Wasn't anything about the video games. Um, then they talk about how they improve the controls and the graphics like they do with every sports game they do these days, and they have a few new features. One called Feature Trainer. Excuse me, it's called FIFA Trainer, and it's basically a feature that's supposed to help you become a better player. And as you're playing the game, you may get some tips on this, like this little field map down there as to, you know, how to shoot your shots better, or how to pass the ball better, or things like that. And then a trailer plays with for FIFA 16 with Pele narrating, and it just ends there. And next up, Sarah Jansen comes out and speaks more about Mirror's Edge Catalyst, and how you're in this world with Gabriel Kruger, excuse me, and there are, this world is taken over by corporations, and Gabriel Kruger is the head of all of this, and there's no privacy at all. So you got to use your martial arts, your free running capabilities. There's no loading times in the game. There's nothing, of the sort. And the game comes out February 23rd, 2016. So top of the new year. Next up, a trailer for NFL 2K16 of NFL 16 comes out. Robert Flores and Sean Grady comes out to speak about draft champion mode that comes with the game. It comes to the game, and it's basically taking NFL fantasy football and brings it into the console. And you can play solo online, and now it focuses on defensive receivers. There's different receiving types, there are different defensive positions, and they basically just broke down one position into several different things. And so that was the end of that. And then Pete Moore comes out, the COO of EA, to talk about the game everyone has been waiting on, Star Wars Battlefront, and how EA is using their Frostbite engine to create all their games. And and this is one of the names that I was talking about, Segulira of Dice Games. She goes on to talk about how LucasArts opened up their vaults to give you an authentic props for them to design the weapons and the ships in the game. So if you're flying an X-wing, it's the actual X-wing that they used in the movies. You're using lightsabers, it's the actual lightsaber that's used in the movies. You know, that level of detail that she explains, and then it cuts to a gameplay demo captured on the PS4, shown in both first and a third person. The action was happening, way too fast for me to explain everything, but it moved from the ground fighters blasting away at other, ships and walkers. Then it cuts to a walker blasting at the ground units. Then you're in an X-wing flying around, and then next thing you know, you're in a TIE fighter, you know, blasting at everything. Then it cuts back to the ground units, and you're running around using your jetpack to cover ground. And then you see one of your allies gets choked, by Darth Vader, and then it cuts over to Anakin running over to him, deflecting shots with his lightsaber, and finally clashing lightsabers with Darth Vader, and that ends the demo. And that is Star Wars Battlefront, coming November 17th this year. Andrew Wilson comes back out, and that ends the Electronic Arts Conference. So very good start. I wish they wouldn't have messed up certain things with the Plants vs Zombies showcase. I really would like to have seen more of the new characters that they had on the plant side instead of the zombie side. But it was a good conference, man. So see you guys for the next conferences that will be happening at E3. Until then, peace.